Okay, this is a 2007 Lexus IS 250, and we are going to change this dashboard. As you can see, there's a lot of kind of cracks and damage done to the dashboard, and it kind of melts in the summer. So first things first, we're going to disconnect the battery. All right, so the first step we did is disconnect the battery right there. Negative first, positive second. So the battery is disconnected. Now the second step, there's numerous videos online for this, so I won't record all of it, but is to remove the radio, stereo, and the center console there. Okay, we are going to remove this. We've undone 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, and we are going to disconnect the back of this, which I will show you there. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up here. We're going to disconnect that top piece that goes there. We're going to disconnect the second piece. That frees up that. This is connected to that, and this one, so we're going to leave that. We're going to undo the blue piece here, and undo the white piece right there. So the blue and the white piece together here are going to go up top. And then we are going to also undo that piece. And then this piece is on the side here. We are going to, this goes on the side of this piece here, this side right here. And then finally, we are going to undo these other pieces here. Flip it upside down here. It's a little hard because we have to go 1, 2, and 3 pieces in the bottom. And then we're going to, and then this one on the top side. And we've got 2 pieces on the bottom here, 2 plugs on the bottom, and then this should just come off of that as well here. Okay, this is real time here. I'm gonna take out this black part on the bottom here that you see right here. There's a screw there and a screw over there. So I'm going to do that and then remove the 2 connectors. When this is pulled down, you can see you have 1 connector there. We've also pulled it down off of a small metal piece there, and there's going to be a second connector back there. So 1 and 2. So we'll remove this one here. Is going to be removed by the 2 tabs on this side of the plastic piece, not that back side. All right, so we've taken this off. This little piece did pop off. You can just pop it back in. And now we're going to remove this piece here. And we're going to remove this piece here. There are 2 connectors on that side. Let's see, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. These 3 connectors on that side. Okay, we took off that piece right here underneath, and that piece right here that goes all the way over to that side of the car. I've put my my steering wheel as far down as it can go. I'm gonna try to not remove this airbag down there and leave the steering wheel. Next, I took that off there, and then next step is this cluster here, and there's 4 screws that I'm gonna undo and then try to pull that off and see if we can get that off. All right, I've removed 3 bolts from underneath, 2 bolts from underneath and this 1 side bolt here to have this come down. Stop it. Okay. So what I did here is I pulled down the ABS, the airbag system over there, and I just left it attached. I didn't unattach it. And then I took the 5 screws out that look like that and pulled down the glove box as well. These are just wires I have in there with a system for Apple AirPlay, the Grom audio system into the glove box. I had done this work previously. And then I removed a couple of the bolts right there. These are those bolts like that. So now what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to remove the 1 bolt there and the 2 other bolts there on this blue box, so I can get access to some of these bolts here like that, and the one underneath this area to remove. All right, so here we are. We got the whole dashboard off. A couple things. I left this connected still because I didn't need to disconnect it, but I did need to remove that airbag system on the driver's side in order to access some bolts that I needed to remove. We did take off this panel here. That was a little hard. There's a connector right there, and you just have to kind of pull pretty hard to get that off. I didn't remove the steering wheel, but I did put it down as low as it can go, but that made it very difficult because there's just not a lot of space back there. I was able to kind of get that out, the instrument panel out, but it was not easy. There's also a screw back there that you had to unscrew in order to get that out. So additionally, this center console piece here had to be removed, and that was done. There's 4 bolts here, 2 there, and 2 in the back here, and this piece here on the back comes off pretty easily, just pulls off. And so we were able to do that to move this back so that we could get that. So and then on the right side there, everything was pretty much easy to do. All the stuff that's attached there to the systems for the airbags, we actually just I didn't remove any of the connectors. I just removed these pieces down here for that attached to some of these pieces there. Same with over here. So those will be back in place as well. So also remove this panel here. So this is the final part of this. As it all looks, that's all stuff for the radio and some other things here. So we'll be putting this back together here shortly and go from there. All right. So this is how it looks in the final removal here. I did cut this piece just to make it easier to get out there. You can see you've still got some venting here that as well as the airbag system. If you look at the new one, same orientation here. You can see we're gonna have to replace some of that venting in there and move that over to the new area there. So we've got some work to do just to prepare this to be ready to kind of put back into the car. So we're gonna work on some of that. All right, I've now taken the old version there and put everything in the new version. What did I have to do? Lots of just kind of
moving things around here. I had to put these white clips in. There's 4 of them. Those will attach to the back of the dashboard. I had to take all these air manifolds off. There's a bunch of screws, 1, 2, 3 down there, 4, 5, 6, I believe, and then 2 up there. So I had to take all those off. Once you take those off, you can see a lot more. There's a part there that you had to replace. That's a grate that you had to pop out and put back in. Same thing here with the airbags. Pop that out of the case and put it back in. There's screws right there and right there that do that. This pops into the place there. The ignition switch. These 2 that hold the assembly that for the speedometer and whatnot. And then you had to do things like replace that and that, those small clips there throughout the whole thing. So now I've got my new dash that's ready to be assembled into or put into the car. This took me just piece by piece a little over an hour. Okay, so this is technically day 3 of working on this. So just to summarize here, took me about 4 hours to take the old one off here. About an hour and a half or so to put all the things that were attached to the dash back on the new one, and then putting this in was not that difficult. It kind of lodged in pretty easily, and then just kind of worked our way back, putting everything back together. Here you could see we still got to put those panels in, but that'll be the last thing. And then I've just got to do the stereo. So it took about 4 hours to remove it, hour and a half or so to put everything back on the new dash, and then about 2.5 hours spent putting the dash in here and connecting everything back up. So just about an hour or so left. Thanks. All right, here it is, kind of completed. Looks much better. I did break this part on when I was removing everything, so I ordered a new replacement for that off of eBay. And then you can see there, looks much better. I did not do the doors there. You can see some of the melting on the doors here and on this door here. So I'll just probably leave that. Hope this is helpful. Some extra hints here. I think, label all your pieces that you're taking off, and I did not disconnect any of the airbags. When I did it, I just left them all connected and on the floor there. And then once you got everything off, putting in the new dash was much easier than I thought it would be. Just kind of slid into there. There's actually 4 white brackets on the back here. 1, 2, nothing in the center, 3, 4 that stick out. They're prongs out, so I had to bend mine up a little bit so that they were sticking straight out. I think the metal had bent down when I was pulling it off as I dropped it, and so that loads right into that, and then you just kind of jiggle it and get it in there. Drops in pretty easily, and then reconnecting all the bolts and everything that you took off on the steps prior to that. So overall job took me, I would say, about probably 9 to 10 hours. 4 hours to remove, an hour and a half to set this new one up, about 2.5 to set it in and put everything together. Then probably another hour of miscellaneous stuff and this display and everything. So hope this is helpful. I think it's something you can do if you want to put the effort and the time into it. If you don't, expect $1,000, $2,000 for depending on where you get it done, for the labor. All right, hope this is helpful. Bye. All right, we are finally done here. This is the end result. Very nice looking dashboard here. All no melting. Looks brand new. I think, just to summarize, about 4 hours to remove the unit, the old dashboard, about an hour and a half to prep the new dashboard, and then about 2.5 to 3 hours to put in the new dashboard and connect everything up. So definitely doable. Just got to go through the process one step at a time. Enjoy.